What's going on YouTube? Back at it again with another video. Last time we took on the Snow Point City Gym Leader, got our 7th gym badge, and today's episode we're going to be going into the Team Galactic's HQ. Now the only way to advance, I don't know why, is to talk to this Galactic member outside here, who's just staring at the antenna for whatever reason. They took away his Clefairy, but Team Galactic never uses a Clefairy at all in battles. So I don't know why they mentioned that. But here we get the storage key. And with the storage key, we don't actually go into the HQ directly. We're actually meant to go this way, into the warehouse we entered last time. The door's finally open. And in here, we can finally get this item that's been taunting us for episodes now. A Dusk Stone. And with this Dusk Stone, we can finally evolve the last member of our team. Our team is now finally fully evolved. Took us long enough. Honchkrow. Honchkrow is such a dope Pokemon. The big boss Pokemon. How fitting. Heading downstairs into this honestly cool looking warehouse. I like what they did with this building now. There's, as you can probably guess, a multitude of Team Galactic grunts everywhere. But Golbat's not bad. Unfortunately, the same issue Team Galactic always has in this game is still prevalent. The Pokemon they have are not good at all. The levels aren't too good either, but it's the same as what we've been, kind of the same as what we've been dealing with the past few episodes now. High 30s, but nowhere in the 40s yet. Moving along. There's two items I want to get here specifically. I know where one of them is, but I don't know where this second one is. The second one is actually a new thing brought up in this remake. We're the first intruder we've had in their HQ. And we're going to be the only one because we're bringing them down. Dustox. At least now they're fully evolved, but the fact that they're still using these early game bug types is sad. And Gabite's getting ever closer to that magic number of 48. And Infernape has reached level 50. Let's use Bronzor. We just evolved it. Let's test out our newly evolved Honchkrow. See how Foul Play does. Foul Play is based off the opponent's attack stat, so I don't think this might KO. Yeah. Foul Play is a good move, but only when it's used properly. It's supposed to have like base 95 power, but that 95 base power kind of goes against the opponent's attack stat, and Bronzor is more of a tank. So that might not have been a good move on my end. And we hit ourselves. Heavy Slam, I think, is a better move for Bronzong. Bronzor does have some weight to it, but not enough for this to do for not enough for Heavy Slam to do much damage with it. It's better to stick with Gyro Ball, on average. And a little bit of a rocky start, but that was because of my own fault. Heading up these stairs, now we're into the main HQ. He's a grunt, but he has no Pokemon. Sucks to suck. Now, once we're in the main building, a new element is brought into the game, with warp panels. These panels aren't too difficult to deal with. They can be a bit, uh, they can mix up a little bit because there's a number of them with different branching paths, but the paths themselves are rather short, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue. We reached a point where Bulldoze even knocks these things out. We're over leveled still, but just enough, I'd say. With what's coming next, I don't think we're massively over leveled. I keep bringing that up just like Platinum, but I don't want this game being too easy. What's this up here? TM49 Scald. That is probably the TM I've been waiting for this entire time. Definitely going to go on Manaphy. It is a water type move that has the chance to burn the opponent, which is super good. It's a really good move. And we still see our shadow going down. Oh, that's bad. Let's just ignore that. Let's see what's up here. Now, with the two options here, the staircase and the warp panel to the left, the warp panel is where we're supposed to be going, but there is something up above in the staircase, which I'm gonna go after next. And this guy still has a wormhole after we beat the 7th gym. This right here is why people prefer Platinum. You know, actually, before these games were coming out, there was a bit of a promotional thing in Japan where people could answer a few trivia questions, put in their name and stuff like that, and you would get a Team Galactic ID card. I filled one of those out, and you actually get a Pokemon on your ID card as well, which can be one of the 3 Pokemon the commanders use: Golbat, Bronzor, Zubat, etc. I filled one of those out, and the Pokemon I got was also Wurmple. So this might just be me we're battling right here. And there we go, level 48 on Gabite. Last up is Cascoon. Should do absolutely nothing because that's what these things always do. With a crit as well. And you're done. And with Lust reaching level 48, Gabite is evolving. There she is. Garchomp. Ah, so awesome. 2 evolutions in 1 episode, too. And we're now the proud owner of one of the most dangerous Pokemon in the meta. Get rid of Bite since you have Crunch now. Garchomp, while you think it would focus on physical attack, can actually run a very potent mixed set. And with that mixed set, you would use the move Draco Meteor. I don't think I'll go for it with the moveset we're actually able to learn. But if we need a special attack, I'll go for it, honestly, because whoever sees Draco Meteor in a casual playthrough. This Stunky has no chance. It's kind of funny. I'm using Pokemon in this playthrough that I would have never been able to use in my original Diamond. Manaphy, Snorlax, Garchomp. When I was a kid, I could never actually find where you could get Gibble, so I never used a Garchomp. Munchlax was super rare, so I never was able to use it. And Manaphy was an event, so I could never get that either. It's really... It kind of warms me up, warms my heart up to finally be able to use these. I'm gonna knock out this Bronzor really easily. Despite the the warehouse being, not the warehouse, the Galactic Veil Stone HQ being pretty big, it's not too difficult to actually navigate through. And honestly, thinking about it now, I might have been exaggerating just a little bit. There's a fair amount of trainers here, don't get me wrong, but it's not massively tough. We're only 10 minutes in, just about, and I think we're already about halfway through. So I think by towards the end of the episode, we should be done here. Obviously, of course. By around the half-hour mark. Up ahead is another locked door, but we don't have access to it without a special key that's not available to us right now. We'll get that in a little bit. But now we can go back and take the warp pipe. Warp pipe. What is this, Mario? Take the warp pad. Did not mean to go back upstairs. We'll battle the scientists here. There's actually only about two or three scientists, despite this being the Galactic HQ. So it's kind of like Eterna. Now that I think about it, wasn't the Eterna HQ, well, the Eterna scientist named Frederick as well? Probably not, but it kind of feels like it's the same person. Coming through this place with a guard chomp is just asking for us to dominate them. Well, not asking because they didn't ask for this, but it's overkill. Overquill. Spoilers. I mean, to be fair, this is like day 3 of Legends Arceus around the world. I'll try to avoid spoilers though. And with the rate I'm going at this point, because we only have one gym badge left, I'll hopefully be able to finish the main story by next week, early next week, depending on how much I can get done now. TM36 Sludge Bomb. It is a poison type move that deals considerable damage and has a good chance to poison, which is going to be a really good move for Roserade. I thought that guy battled us. And we just got the Galactic Key, which is the key we're looking for here. Unlike the Warehouse Key, which broke earlier, this one does not, and we can now access a lot more stuff. And as you notice, that gate actually leads to the outside again from the beginning. So we kind of just went in one big circle. What that means is, with us having the Galactic Key now, we should be able to go into the front door. That sounds totally weird and like it shouldn't work, but hey, we have what we have, and we have a monstrous team. Why don't we just go into the front door? Here, TM21 Dazzling Gleam. This is a newer move in these games. It was introduced in Generation 6, but this is another move that we can give to either Roserade or Manaphy. I think Manaphy might be a better choice for it, but if Roserade learns it, that's perfectly fine too. This is where I wanted to wait to get these good stuff for Roserade, and I was honestly considering waiting to evolve Roselia until this point, but I figured with it having the lower stats that it has, and the bad moveset it has, evolving it earlier would have been the better choice. But like I said, we're going to move on into the main building now. And you know what? Even though we did get a bit roughed up in the warehouse, we're going to go right ahead and just not even heal. And we can also, since we have the 7th gym badge now, we can use Rock Climb and get this other item right here, which is a jar of full incense. Full incense is another one of those special items where you would give it to Pokemon, you breed it, and when it comes out of the daycare, you get a special baby Pokemon. In this case, you give it to Snorlax and breed for Munchlax. It's a bit redundant now since you already have a Snorlax and multiple ways to get Munchlax, but it's always a better chance to hatch them rather than just catch them yourself. Heck, catching my Munchlax took a little while. Even finding one was rare. Garchomp is our weakest member still, so why don't we keep him in the front? I also appreciate one thing about Diamond and Pearl, is that they tried incorporating more double battles in certain spaces. Platinum did it better, since it included more, but I can appreciate the Diamond and Pearl started it. I see how much Slash does. It didn't KO earlier, but now it does. We did crit though. Slash is definitely our weakest move, I would say. Maybe Crunch too. So once I start teaching Garchomp different moves, I'll definitely get rid of those two. We do have Earthquake as well, which is really good on Garchomp, and I'll probably teach it that. But Bulldoze has been putting in the work as well, and it can lower speed, which is always useful. But those two Golbats are down. And what does this person have? Probably the members of the Wurmple family. More Golbats. Should have figured. And we have plenty more slashes to go. Sorry the commentary is not too good, but we are at the point where we're reaching the climax of the game. And what did it just use? I didn't see it. Whatever, didn't do anything. Quick Guard is a unique protection move that affects priority attacks like Quick Attack, Mach Punch. But if the opponent does not use a priority move after you use Quick Guard, it does nothing. It also has a I guess sister move called Wide Guard, which protects against spread moves like Rock Slide, Surf, and Earthquake. But it's the same scenario where if the opponent does not use one of those moves, it does nothing. Good moves for competitive, but really they do nothing for the main story. Up here we have another scientist. This point specifically right here is where you might be able to get a little bit lost. But I think all these branching paths lead to dead ends, so you don't need to worry too much about that. This guy only has a Kadabra. I think in Platinum this guy has a Porygon too. And Porygon is actually part of the main story in those games. Which is weird because in the promotional stuff for this game, we saw stuff like Porygon and other Sinnoh evolutions that never really showed up here. And as far as I can tell, they're not in the underground either. Which is weird. One of these definitely goes to... yeah. This is where you want to go to progress, and where you can actually heal. But I'm going to be taking those two other paths that are down in the other section of the area. Because these, I believe, lead to an item and another trainer. I think. I think both lead to items, actually. It's been a while since I've gone to the Galactic Warehouse, but it's a fairly simple place to go through. I definitely over-exaggerated a little bit, which I apologize for. But it's kind of a thing of what would you expect for a villain HQ. You don't expect it to be a small location. I think the only time a villainous team base was expansive, or I mean short, was for Team Rocket. And even then, you could argue that Silphco was really the main, more of a main base for them than their actual HQ in Celadon. But anyway, let's move on to where we're supposed to go. Bringing it up again, in Platinum, there's actually a bonus room here between the beds and the other room, where you can actually see the Team Galactic boss Cyrus giving a speech to members of Team Galactic, and how only a small group of Grunts will actually be going to complete their main objective, while the other ones will remain in the HQ. It's a bit of a fun scene because you actually get to learn a bit more about Team Galactic themselves and Cyrus. But now that we're healed, we're fully ready to keep going. And we're quickly approaching the end of the HQ as well. There's not really much more. And I expected this place to go around a half hour. We're only on the 20-minute mark. We might be reaching the half hour mark towards the end of the actual base as a whole. But I guess it goes to show you that when we have a powerful team like this, and weak mons like this, it really doesn't give you too much, it gives you a lot of extra time, I mean. One more Stunky. I know these are double battles that will probably be more entertaining to do as doubles, and I apologize for not doing that, but I did want to get Garchomp specifically a bit more experience because even with evolving this episode, she was still a bit behind, and is still a bit behind. But I think these two grunts here are the last ones before the boss. And if you ever need to go back and heal, there's the beds right down there, down those stairs, so you have access to easy healing. I did talk to the bottom of the bed earlier, because I remember one of those beds having a Poké and I think it was that one, which I healed with, but I guess it's not in this game. The Poké itself is an item you use to run away from Pokemon immediately, in case you can't run away, which would have been really good when I was using Munchlax and Snorlax, but it is what it is. I think these guys just have Croagunk, Stunky, and Glameow. If these guys had the evolved forms, they would have been much more threatening in my opinion. With us quickly reaching the climax, and this game is already over 10 years old, the original Diamond and Pearl, it's the same story. We are going to be seeing Dialga soon, and I'm thinking to myself, should I include Dialga with the final confrontation to Galactic? This is where we want to go, so I'm going to use the other ones first. I'm thinking of keeping the entire events of Spear Pillar all in one episode, which would make sense. But part of me wants to save it for next episode, but I think keeping it all together would make more sense. So I think that's what I might do. Nothing in that one. I thought it was a hidden item in that path, but guess not. There are a few hidden items in here, but I don't think I'm going to spend too much time worrying about that. There we go, there's a rare candy there. So I was right, but on the wrong side. An elixir, always helpful too. And I guess we can move on. There's only one path left for us. And up these stairs is the Team Galactic boss. Foolhardy? I don't think a man of my power who is considered foolhardy. He already has what he needs from the Lake Spirits too. Team Galactic is already winning. Oh my god, the music. Starting off with Murkrow. I think his Murkrow here differs from the one in Platinum because it does not have its egg move with Drill Peck, and it's only level 40, which is depressing. He's tougher than the Grunts, for sure, but he's about the same strength as the Gym Leader. So it's not too difficult still, but watch your back just in case. Sneasel. I could have switched out to Infernape here, but again, it's level 43, I'll give him that. That might be the highest thing we've seen so far, tied with Candace's Abomasnow. Which begs the question, the Galactic Grunts at Lake Acuity did say they want to keep the Gym Leader out. And judging by his team here, it does seem like Candace could have beaten him fairly easily. His Golbat was probably his best bet. I mean, not his Golbat, yeah, I mean, actually, no, his Golbat was his best bet because it has flying and poison type moves to take down Snover and Abomasnow. Medicham takes down his Sneasel, and Ice Types just beat Murkrow, so it could have been even, but I think Candace overall had the advantage if this battle were to happen. But we won really easily. And like I said, regardless of us winning, He already completed his objective, and we get the master, and he gives us the Master Ball too, just to show us that he doesn't care that he just lost. And now he's off to continue with his plan. And he's straight up telling us, if you want to stop us, come to Mount Coronet. He has full faith in his abilities and Team Galactic as well, because he, like I said, we're just showing up barely too late. This experiment has gone too far. Can't say anything in our defense. What is it going to be used for? There's no item around here? I thought there was a full restore around here. I don't think we even need it anyway. Take all we need and eliminate what we do not. And after Cyrus, we get one last battle with Saturn. And I do say last battle because this is the last time we'll face him. Still with this Kadabra. Still goes down easily. Bronzer, we have Crunch for as well. Also one hit killed. This is the power of Garchomp right here. And last but not least, this is Toxicroak. Which will still go down in one hit. Not even a Sucker Punch. Shame. Level up on Infernape again, level 51 now. Oh, jeez. He still pities us. Why would you pity us? We dominated you. They're even letting us set the Lake Spirits free because they have literally no use for them anymore. They have what they need. And they just vanish. Who knows what Cyrus is planning up on Mount Coronet. And with that, they take their leave. And they have no other use for this HQ. That's it. They're done here. And we can now leave as well. No hidden item either. One special glass green warp tile. Takes us back up to the bottom floor. And back outside. And the next objective we have is to stop Team Galactic and Mount Coronet Summit. The best routes to Mount Coronet, or the path we're traveling, is either by Hardhome or Orberg, but Orberg is a bit faster. So we're going to be heading over there. And with Team Galactic HQ being taken care of, we now move on to Mount Coronet. We'll take them on there. Next time on Pokemon Brilliant Diamond, we do just that. See you guys then.